Good afternoon, Saints. I come here to talk about. Well, first of all, I'm a part of me is depressed because I cannot watch the news, which I like to watch the news. I'm an old person. We watch the news a lot, right? I can't even look at that damn screen now because of this dude Trump. I cannot believe that they have taken us through all of this damn talking about the Mueller investigation. I guess they didn't really know what was going on with him, but for them to now announce that this chap Trump is totally innocent, he didn't do nothing wrong after spending 40 million taxpayer dollars, $40 million on all these people's salaries, all these investigations. They sent several of them to jail, so I guess that is something. We got some criminals off the street. But to say that Trump, as crooked as his ass is, this same man who no one in the United States would loan money to because he's been so crooked in business, I cannot believe that man has not done anything. I didn't think they were going to get him on this Russian collusion deal. It seems like something would have slipped out if they had enough evidence with that. But I did. Obstruction of justice. Just his Twitter, you would think, would be enough to charge him with obstruction of justice. So the firings meant nothing. All the bullshit he said, all this whole 2 years has meant nothing. I don't even know the details because I can't look at it. I cannot look at my television. That's terrible. So disappointing. I usually don't wish people to be caught with crimes or whatever, but that is such a repulsive person. I cannot believe they can find anything on him. How is that even possible? Anyway, I didn't come on here to talk about Trump. I came on here to talk about Iyanla Vanzant. Iyanla Vanzant. Okay, she's been working with Leandria Johnson, a singer, which I like. I enjoy her music. But this is part two of Iyanla Vanzant and Leandria Johnson, right? So I did review this last week. If you want to connect them, there's a video from last week. Today she starts off by talking to Phil. Phil is this guy who runs the division, gospel division of whatever record company he works for, her label. He's telling her that if this thing cannot be fixed, they could cancel her contract. And that's basically what the whole thing is about, her being able to continue to sing. But at the same time, she's saying that her big confession is she doesn't want to sing gospel music. So now we have two things going here. One part, she doesn't want to lose her contract and she wants to continue to work. The other part, she doesn't want to sing gospel music. Right? Okay. Next person that brought on was the brother. The brother just came on and testified that he at one time had a problem as well. He didn't say whether he still has that problem or not. He just says he struggled with I don't know if it was drugs or alcohol at one point. Just to let her know that she's not the only one in the family. And apparently the brother who died also had his issues. People have issues. See, this whole thing about how Leandra came into gospel music. She came by winning a contest on a TV show. That thrust her into the middle of this whole gospel thing. I mean, her family apparently were raised in the church like most black people are. But I just don't know that she was ready to commit her life to singing gospel music, and particularly to being a pastor. I think so many of these gospel singers make this mistake. What is wrong with just being a gospel singer? I mean, I love gospel music. I love the music. There's more money in the music if you're managed right than in the preaching. See, they've turned preaching that's supposed to be the goal, to be a pastor, to preach. Perhaps Leandra, her issue is trying to be a pastor. That's where all the restrictions comes in. That's where all the scrutiny comes in. I wish she could just concentrate on being a singer. That's an anointing. She's powerful with that. Sing your song, get back in your SUV, and go home. You know? Anyway, it's not about me. It's about Leandria. Okay, so she comes in. Next thing, the next issue is she's late 2 hours to the taping. Now, I don't know if this is just television, this is the scripted part or not. But this girl dedicated a quarter of the show because about her being late. Now, here's what I didn't disagree with. I didn't agree with last week, and I don't agree with it now. Now, I did something I almost never do, is I watched this guy, Larry Reed show, and I watched this guy, what's his name? Robert, on Larry Reed Live before I saw the episode. I didn't see the episode until today. All right? He was very hurt about what went on in this show. He felt ambushed. And I said back last week, and I say it again, I don't believe that this Iyanla should be blaming this man for Leandria's alcoholism. She's putting too much of the blame on this man. He is an employee. How are you going to be coming and telling your boss to put down the drink? How are you making demands on your boss? Apparently, he's just a booking agent, but they're presenting him as being her manager. Right? Now, they were already tough on him last week, but this week, she actually told this girl to fire him on national television. Miss Iyanla had to bring this guy to tears by saying what a worthless piece of shit he was and how it was his fault, his enabling that made her drink. That didn't make that woman drink. The woman drank because she's an alcoholic. It is up to the person. Blaming everyone else around because she insists upon drinking is wrong. So Iyanla, I do not agree with you with that. Somebody told me that Iyanla had a history with some kind of alcoholism or something. I don't know if that's true or not. I just heard it 30 years, so that don't really count for anything. But I think she would have enough experience to realize that even though people talk about enablers and so forth, that man is an employee. By you removing all the people who care about her and putting in strangers, that's not going to make that girl stop drinking. It ain't on them, honey. They're employees, and they do what their employer tells them to do. Anyway, I must have turned my head away or something because I didn't see the moment when she told her to fire him. I just saw him crying. I think she's wrong with that. Now, there are better ways to do things. If that was the thing that needs to be done, I don't think she should have made this part of her show. I think they ambushed this guy and they put way too much blame on him for her choosing to drink. I guess the example is being used by her being late and him covering for her. That's the enabling part. But whatever it was, it should have been handled offline between an employer, an employee, a friend, and a friend. Iyanla, you just threw it out there. Fire him. Throw that man away. Like that solves some of her problems. It don't solve shit. If she's the boss, she'll tell the next one the same goddamn thing. Get out of my face. Anyway. Okay, I'm not totally against Iyanla. I do think that she's skillful at this thing that she does. I just don't agree on that particular point. Blaming everyone around her. She didn't blame the record guy because he has the power to just say, well, fuck it. We won't even get involved. You're fired. All right. She said, let me tell you. Okay, so Leandra makes her announcement that she doesn't want to sing gospel music. It's too early, in my opinion, for her to make that decision. I think she's too early. She's too early in her recovery. She's only been sober a few days, whatever, to make those kind of blanket announcements. Because the problem is with the church. I don't know what that has to be so much with the music. Does she enjoy singing the music itself? Separated from, does she enjoy church people, church doctrine, and all the stuff that goes along with church? Is there a problem with that? Is there a problem with she just doesn't like singing the music? Because if she doesn't like singing the music, If she feels like she just got sidetracked and she got hijacked and she got taken away in the excitement of this winning this gospel show, all of a sudden she had engagement, she had money, she had, if she feels like she wanted to have a different kind of career. But you have to understand, R&B music has changed so much. Now, even though this woman has a powerful, powerful, powerful voice, and even when she was cussing people out, I was saying, maybe you need to get out of that business and just sing secular music. I don't know why she can't do both. Virtually every singer, when you watch Unsung, damn near every singer they have on there, they all started in the church. See, the church starts when you're a kid, and then that's when they discover if you can sing or not. So a lot of these artists have discovered that they can sing. Many of them have moved on to secular music. Many of them, some of them have stayed with gospel music. I guess it's a big difference in the money, put it like that. So I don't see why she can do both. She doesn't have to be so tied into gospel music, then that becomes her whole life. Most of the people, boy, you pooped. Ooh-wee! Make sure he ain't dropped nothing. You stinky poo-poo. I just gave the baby some a whole sausage by itself. I think he's farting in there. Woo, boy. Go away. Get out of here. Well, he didn't give himself the sausage, right? Anyway. So R&B music has changed a lot. I don't know if she can find her niche there. I don't know she seems to be really into the music when she's singing. I mean, she's got a powerful voice and she got a lot of personality. In fact, as I was preparing to go to church this morning, which they moved our time up, I got to get up early to go to church. I was listening to Leandria when she's saying Jesus with that whole ensemble, that big church she was in, and everybody sang a bit of it. It's beautiful. Singers do more to me than pastors do. When they get into all of this pastor thing, that's why I think all the trouble starts. Anyway, let me stick with the show. All right. I don't agree with her telling this guy, Robert, fired him on national TV. I know the guy was hurt because he went on Larry Reed for over an hour talking about how hurt he was and how ambushed he was. And apparently, Iyanla Van Zandt called into Larry Reed's show. So that's a big mess. That was not a classy or professional way to do that. I mean, he's known this woman for their whole adult life, certainly, and probably before that. That's not how you do your friends or your employees. But Yana don't care. She's putting on a show. All right. She keeps pushing until she makes this man cry on TV. It's not about Robert, right? You got the man who's supposed to be the man who's been booking her. Why has he got to be pushed to tears? And then you're going to fire him after all that? I don't like the way they did that guy. Next thing we see is Kirk Franklin Skypes in. He had a good word of encouragement. I think he gets it. Kirk Franklin, the person who's had his own past, he gets it. So I thought that part was nice. Maybe they could have spent a little less time on trying to convince us what an enabler Robert is. Spend more time with some other celebrities calling in. But they did have Kirk Franklin. And next thing they had was Erica Campbell. Erica Campbell actually came to the show. She was good too. I don't have any problem with either one of those people. They're just trying to encourage a friend. But see, Erica was coming at it like straight from God, from biblical. She's coming from the point of view of her remaining a gospel singer. Now, the first part of this show, they made it plain that this girl does not want to sing gospel music. Then they got the head of their record company saying that she could lose her contract, and she don't want that to happen either. So we got to figure out, or she has to figure out exactly what she wants to do. Then they got to start moving in that direction in order for her to stay clean. It's going to be very hard for her to stay clean if she stays with the same exact same circumstances that she when she was escaping, because she's going to have no escape at all. So she's got to maintain a certain level of comfort in her life, doing what she wants to do. See, that show thrust her into something really fast. Okay. Erica Campbell. In front of Erica Campbell, they made her admit she was alcoholic. Leandria agrees to go to a 30-day program. 30 days, they don't do nothing. Well, 30 days is a detox, basically. People think a lot goes on in program. Basically, they're just keeping you away from drugs and alcohol with other people who are trying to stay away from drugs and alcohol. When I went to program, I thought it would be meeting after meeting after meeting. No, it wasn't that at all. I think we had 1 or 2 AA meetings a week. That wasn't the main part. The main part was the support. They had groups where you come together and say what's going on with you, or how you're feeling right now, and kind of thing. And that is well, Iyanla's trying to get her to that place, because the work is going to happen in the program, not in Iyanla TV show. Right? Now, I know this girl actually did go to program, because I've seen her as she was entering program, and maybe as she was leaving. I don't know. Last thing I heard was Leandria asked for her to stay an additional 30 days. That's a key thing. When they go to these short-term programs, a lot of these paid programs and stuff, that's what they are, 30 days. It's basically a detox. But they go to the when they want to stay longer, then they're recognizing that I'm not ready. I'm not ready, and I'm committing to do what I'm doing. So that's that's a good thing for her to go to program. I went to program. I didn't have to go to AA meetings for the rest of my life. Any of that. My trust is in God. And I feel that I know that I'm a deliberate individual. But I still learn things in program about living. Right? And I made relationships that even now I have those same relationships. A couple of them. Okay. So her, Leandria, and Iyanla and Erica Campbell are praying together with these other spiritual people. I don't know what their role is exactly. I don't watch Iyanla's show, so I don't know if she uses these people all the time. They all come together and they pray over this girl. And I guess one of the last things we see is she said, very simply, God, I don't want to drink no more. That's it. I do not want to drink anymore. That came from her soul. So you make things so complicated. A lot of times it's not that complicated. God, help me. Okay, so we see Leandria going into program, where I think she's still there. God bless you, Leandria. Whatever you decide to do, you have time to think, a clear head. Don't commit to I don't want to do it. I do want to do it. I want to sing secular music. Whatever you want to do, you have time. Take your time, get yourself better, and think. When your mind is real clear, then tell us what you want to do. Okay, any of you guys haven't seen that show, it's worth seeing. You might say, well, I don't have that kind of problem. Well, so what? You're going to encounter people who do. We can all learn something.